Good morning, friends and family of YouTube. It's Travis again, and I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas Eve. I think that's right. Today is the 23rd of December. Tomorrow will be Christmas Eve, and the next day Christmas, of course. But I'm out here again, still testing out the GoPro 12, some of the functionality. But today I am on Schoolhouse Gap Trail. Done this hike a couple of times, but I'm headed back up to Whiteoak Sinks, which is a favorite of mine. And but I thought this is kind of a short hike. It's 5 miles round trip, going to take about 2.5 hours. So thought this would be a good one for me to get a short hike in. I'm trying to do some of the shorter ones with the new GoPro until I can figure out what settings that I prefer. So test that out today and try to get some shots of that trail with the new GoPro and see how that looks. But before I get too far into the trail, just want to let you know, I'm just parked right up here. I should have shown you the parking, but there's several spots up here and just walked off the trail. But one of the cool things about this trail is you can come right here and see the bridge that you have to pass over, which to me is an awesome sight. I love these bridges for some reason. I don't know why I'm so fascinated with them, but just the architecture and the fact that they've been here for so long. But just kind of give you an idea, like you can literally park right here and you've got an awesome view of the stream and this bridge. You can come under here. The water's actually down right now. So, and I think a car just went over, so you can probably hear that. But so right now you can kind of walk up here and see both sides. But anyway, I know a lot of these trails, everybody can't get out and do these, but this one is one you can just kind of park and see, and you're next to the water and see this awesome bridge. Give me one more good shot of that real quick. All right, so let's get started on the trail itself, and I'm gonna do some comparisons using the GoPro 12 itself. I'm gonna try to do the same shot, like side by side. Gonna be a little bit more difficult when I compare the GoPro 5 to the 12, because I could use both and film at the same time. So anyway, we'll see how this goes. So let's get started. All right, so the main test that I'm doing today is seeing what the horizontal lock does. It's basically supposed to hold it so that no matter what you do with the GoPro, it's going to be level, correct? So both of these are going to be using the new digital video stabilization, so it shouldn't bounce as much. So both of them have that, but the first one that's just the regular video stabilization doesn't have the horizontal lock on it, and it's in the wide view. So they're both going to be in 4K. They're both in the 16.9 ratio, 60 frames per second. So all those things are equal. The only difference is that one of them will have the horizontal lock. So I'll have that on one screen, and then the other one will not. It's just the video stabilization. So as you can see, and I'm trying to get this side-by-side video where it'll show one, it's the same movement, right? I've got the GoPro, I'm moving it back and forth, so you'll see it on one side hopefully, and then the other one's got the horizontal lock, which I'll label that as well, and doing the same motion, but it shouldn't be moving, at least in theory. That's why I'm up here testing it out. So I'm just curious which one of those will look the best. I don't know if there's any blurriness involved, but hopefully when I do the side-by-side comparison, we'll be able to see if there is a difference or not. So I'm using the handheld mount right now. I'm going to do the same kind of test and put it on my chest mount and see what that looks like. And hopefully I'll get these features figured out at one point, and then I'll know from now on when I go hiking what's the best mode to set this in to film my video. So anyway, and I'm gonna get some video of the actual trail up here a little farther. There's a couple sites on this trail that I really like, so I'll share those with you as well. So this trail intersects with Turkey Pen Ridge I think that was actually the very first trail that I recorded and posted on YouTube. I forgot that it came out here, but this is where it ends, and I'll have to do that trail again one day soon with a new GoPro and see how that does. It's been a while. I mean, that's been, gosh, the beginning of last year or so. Anyway, you've got this intersection to hit Turkey Pin Ridge, but the thing that I was going to show you is once you hit that intersection, you're not that far from where you need to split off up here to go to Whiteoak Sinks, which is not marked. So you have to know where you're going, right? But I'm just recording the whole thing so you'll know like how far this is. It's like literally 20 seconds to get up here to it. But when you see this sign that says Schoolhouse Gap Trail, which is on the trail that we're on right now, and that'll continue on that direction. And there's a cabin up there. It's like people actually live in that cabin, so that's where it kind of finals at. But you want to veer off here to the left, and as you can tell, it says no horses, so you can ride horses on the main trail, but not down through here, and they've kind of got it blocked off so you can't get a horse through here. But this is the direction you need to go to get to Whiteoak Sinks. All right, so here's a side-by-side comparison with horizontal lock on one side and with it off on the other. Just going uphill, trying to test out the two to see what that looks like. All right, so I'm about to begin my descent down into Whiteoak Sinks area, but I want to let you know, you can see the trail as it goes down through here. Not so bad going in on this trail, but when you come out, this is a climb. Like, it's very deceiving, so just be aware of that. If you decide to do this hike, coming back out, it's not that long of a hike from this point, but it is steep, so it will make you work for your money getting back up here and getting back out. So just kind of keep that in mind. The first time I did this, very deceiving. Going in's not bad, coming back out, definitely a challenge. All right, so Whiteoak Sinks, I assume, is named after the fact that there are white oaks in the area, and that I do know that there are a lot of sinkholes, including this one. Not sure how well that's going to show up on the GoPro, but that is one, and then there's another good one over here that I'm aware of. We'll get a shot of that in just a second. And here is the other sinkhole that I was talking about. This one's a little bit easier to see, hopefully, but fairly significant on this trail. All right, so let's continue on. So when you get to this spot right here, kind of hard to see, but the trail actually forks. You'll see like this little pile of stones. Go to the right, that's where we're gonna go first. There's actually a little waterfall back there. If you go left, that takes you back to the actual Whiteoak Sinks area. So let's go right first, and then we'll come back to this point to get our bearings. And it took me about 45 minutes to get to this point on the trail, so not too horrible at all. All right, so now this is a new challenge that wasn't here the last time that I came. So you're gonna have to navigate through this, which it looks like it's been here for a little while because I'm not the first person to have to do this. Ooh. All right, so survived that. So we're coming up on a little waterfall. And I'll try to get a little closer here and get a better shot in just a second. But I don't know if you can tell, there are some icicles hanging off over this side. So it's about 30 degrees this morning, so a little cold. But let me take my backpack off and where I can maneuver a little bit better, and I'll try to get a closer shot. All right, so hopefully you can see that. Not a huge waterfall, it's more of a runoff, but just the fact that it goes down into the cave. And I have been here before when there's been a lot more water, but it hasn't rained in a few days, so it's a little drier than normal, but still a pretty awesome view. You can see ice down through there. I'll go up here from the side also and get a couple of additional shots. Just be careful with your footing here. Kind of a narrow trail. It just gives you a little different perspective on the waterfall itself. Look a little higher. Hopefully you can see that. All right, so when you get back to this fork, so this is where we come off the main trail, came to the fork, went to the right to the waterfall. Now we're gonna go to the left towards the actual Whiteoak Sinks area. Welcome to Whiteoak Sinks. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but in the springtime, this area is covered in all kinds of flowers. It's awesome. I did a video, I think, about mid-April earlier this year, and I wish I'd waited about 2 more weeks because I think everything would have been in full bloom by then. But this whole ground area is covered with different types of flowers. It's actually a really popular site in the spring, so that's why I came a little earlier, because about end of April, early May, this area is just completely packed. To the point where they have it roped off, and they have rangers here to keep people from, trampling over the flowers. But it's a pretty impressive site. So if you have the opportunity, I would highly recommend it. As of right now, like I said, in the winter, not much going on, and I'm the only person on this trail, believe it or not. I'm sure I'll see somebody on the way out, but I got up here at sunrise, which is about 7:40 this morning. And as I mentioned earlier, it's about 30 degrees, so I'm sure some people are waiting for it to warm up a little bit. Others are probably doing their last minute Christmas shopping. That's probably what I need to be doing, but I wanted to get up here before Christmas, and I know it's supposed to rain, I think, over the next couple of days, so I'm trying to take advantage of the weather where I could. But just want to show you over here real quick that there is a cave back here. They do have it blocked off, and they've got signage that says, area closed October 1st through May 31st to protect critical habitat. So I'm not going any farther than that. But there is a cave back there that they have blocked off. And as you can just kind of see, like, this whole area is just kind of protected back by the hillside. But a pretty awesome little spot. We'll head over here. There's another little spot I want to show you. Let's head up here. There's a couple different ways. Like, I'm following the path, and you can see there's another path that comes up through here, and there was the cave area that we were over. So it's all right here in the general vicinity. But you're gonna go up to the top of this hill. All right, well, that was a longer climb than I remember. And this tree is down, so it's blocking your path. So you're gonna have to go around to get over here to it. Woo, out of breath. But here on the other side this is the grave site of Abraham Law. It says 1775 to 1844. And this is the only grave marker that I'm aware of in this area. At least the only one I found or read about. But anyway, it's just kind of a interesting fact that you can come up here and see that. And I took the GoPro off where I can lean over to the side here. just so that you can get a better shot of his name and grave marker. But anyway, some people have put some limbs and stuff around it to kind of show where that's at. But we were just down there a minute ago, and that's really all that's up here. But the first time I hiked this, I didn't know that this grave site was up here. So I did find it the last time I hiked it, and I just want to show you while I'm here. All right, so that was Schoolhouse Gap Trail to Whiteoak Sinks. I was testing out the difference of using horizontal lock or not. All the video was shot in 4K at 60 frames per second. All of it had the digital video stabilization. The only difference was one had the horizontal lock and the other one didn't, and I was just trying to see the difference in those. So hopefully I can do some side-by-side comparisons for that. Also got a shot of the waterfall, the sinks, there's the cave, couldn't get that close to it. So, you know, the bridge at the very beginning. So quite a few things on this, and then the grave marker there for Abraham Law. So there's a few things on this trail. Like I said earlier, it's a total of 5 miles round trip, probably take a total of about 2.5 hours. So not that horrible. There will be a pretty significant climb on the way out. So I do warn you about that. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. I'd also go ahead and ask that you hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. It'll just give you a notification the next time I put out another video. This is probably going to be the last one I do before Christmas. I am going to try to get a couple hikes in, hopefully between Christmas and New Year's, depending on the weather. But until then, I'm wishing you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. And hopefully I'll have another video out next week. But until then, just keep walking.